Good morning, welcome back. It's Friday Coffee Talks episode 84. We are here to talk over coffee on Friday. It's Friday Coffee Talks. I'm Connor Volpe. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm glad to see you again. It has been a big sports week, at least for me. My Jackets fired Coach Jeff Collins. I was really excited about Coach Collins when he got hired. I liked the hype, I liked the intensity that he brought and the excitement. But unfortunately, it just didn't translate onto the field. So I hope he lands somewhere well. I wish him well. But I hope that my Jackets can go and get a big-time hire and turn the program around. Oh, my gosh, it'd be amazing. Let's just go get Deion Sanders and call it a day. We'll go and win everything. Prime time on the flats. Let's do it. Let's do it. The other big story this week is the Braves-Mets series that starts tonight. I can't wait. At Truist Park. I don't have 4,000 tickets a seat, or $4,000 a seat, so I'm not going to be there in person, but you can bet I'm going to be watching every pitch. Cannot wait for my Braves to stomp the Mets tonight, take the NL East, and just ride that momentum right into the playoffs. I hope that we can do it. And I probably should have started before I got into sports. The big thoughts this week are around the hurricane, so the folks in Florida who are affected by it. We're hoping and praying that you guys can get back in your homes, that damage isn't too bad. So yeah, I haven't had to evacuate for a hurricane before, but I can't imagine having to leave. So for those of you on the coasts of Florida, the coast of Georgia, South Carolina that are in the path, stay safe, stay strong. We're all thinking about you. But I'm hoping that the Braves series can still get in this weekend because it's a big one. It's a really big one. I cannot wait for that. This coffee is extra good today. Very, very delicious. And extra needed. We've had a sick baby this week. We ended up with a sick baby this week. And goodness, having an infant is hard. Having multiple infants is hard. We've been through that 3 times. I was talking to my wife this week. I think having a sick baby is more difficult than having an infant. And I'm going to tell you why. This is why. Having an infant is expected. You know going in, this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to sleep for a while. I got to get on a feeding schedule. I got to get on a routine of nap, eat, sleep. You know, that's how it goes with a baby. There's books about it, blah, 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 blah. When a kid gets sick unexpectedly and wakes up every half hour through the night, you're getting the same lack of sleep, but it's unexpected and you have life going on. That's not to say that life isn't going on when you have an infant, but it's just different. I think the fact that it's unexpected and then it gets thrown on you and you have to figure out work stuff and coverage and how to get this kid there in the middle of all that happening and you have a kid that you need to care for, I would say it's harder for me, I guess. So long story short, this caffeine is well needed. Probably going to have 2 or 3 of these this morning, but parenting, funny segues. That's what I want to talk about today. There are so many things about parenting that I was unaware of, that I was not prepared for, that I don't do well. There's a bazillion things. But I think it's interesting. One of the most interesting things is some of the unexpected moments that I haven't seen coming. And there is a point to this. I'm going to get there. But when I thought about becoming a parent 7+ years ago, and I looked at what it was going to be like to be a dad, weirdly, it all came in terms of me interacting with my son, who happens to be our oldest, our first, Parker. But it was the classic American dad tropes of playing catch in the yard, like coaching him in sports. I was hoping that, and I still am, that he'll get into wrestling. I'd love to coach him in wrestling. That's what I did in high school, and I'd love to pass that along to him. Camping, doing all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of things I did with my dad, and I'd love to do those things, and I still think that we probably will. But there's also been a lot of unexpected things that I've really, really, really enjoyed getting to interact with, not only Parker but with my girls as well. The one that comes to mind and why I'm talking about this week is Harry Potter. Which sounds like the ultimate nerdy thing that I could say, but it's accurate. Probably, I don't know, 6 months or so ago, We were at my parents' house, and I brought home my copy of Harry Potter, the first one, and Parker was like, "Yeah, I'd love to read this." And he was kind of getting into reading. He was in the middle of kindergarten. That's probably a year ago now. And anyways, he was getting into reading, kind of falling in love with it, and I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Why don't I read it to you?" And my thought process was like, "Yeah, he'll love doing this with me, and then he'll love reading." That couldn't have been more spot on. So we started reading. We'd read like a chapter a night as he went to bed, and we read all of the first Harry Potter book. We ended up going down to Universal last year or earlier this year, and went by Universal Studios, and so we got to get all this. We went to the like Harry Potter shop, and the kids got these wands. They each got to pick a wand, and the deal was if they finished, they each had a Harry Potter book, and if they finished their book, they got to keep their wand. They got to get the wand. And so we finished the Sorcerer's Stone, and Parker got his wand, and he was so excited. Fallon kind of gave up on it. She wasn't really having it. But since then, we've been reading Harry Potter. So we're most of the way through the second book now, and I am just loving it so much. Like I can't even contain how excited I am to go back and do this with Parker. It's so like neat to me. Like we, it's fun to read with my kid, no matter what the book is. But I loved Harry Potter so much as a kid, and now getting to go back and read those, I'm enjoying reading them again and catching up on the little details of the story that I had forgotten about through the years. It's been a long time ago since I read them the first time. But then to experience it with Parker and him ask questions like, you know, who's Malfoy? What class does Lockhart teach? Like ask all these questions, and it's funny how much I remember of things. So it's all coming back. But gosh, I think that's been one of my favorite things about parenting are the unexpected things that come out of nowhere that you don't plan for and you don't see coming, but they turn into such a special thing. And this is one of those for us. So Parker is a solid reader now. He could read the dictionary. He could read Anna Karenina if I handed it to him. So he doesn't need me to read Harry Potter to him anymore, but we still are. And I hope we go through all of them. I got to go find the rest of my books from when I was a kid, but I am absolutely loving it. So the unexpected moments of parenting that I found awesome, that's just one of them, but they've been so fun. Yeah, I guess not a lot to say this week. Pretty short episode, but I'm very much looking forward to what I've got coming. A couple episodes in the works that I've been working on over the last couple weeks. I'm very excited about. I can't wait to get them out. One of those will be next week. I'm not sure which one, but one of them's coming. And yeah, thanks for joining me. Enjoy some coffee. This has been Friday Coffee Talks. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you next week.